Hey kids, we're back. For my entire life, I've heard people around me saying that the younger generation is going to fix everything because they're just so gosh darn based. And although I've always been highly skeptical of those claims, it turns out that this kid's so based he made me take a break from my Pride Month special series, just so we can learn today about how he did not appreciate them.
Es ist dem Feind gelungen, die Front in breiter Formation zu durchbrechen. Im Süden hat der Gegner Zossen genommen und stößt auf Stahnsdorf vor. Der Feind operiert jetzt am nördlichen Stadtrand zwischen Frohnau und Pankow und im Osten ist der Feind bis zur Linie Lichtenberg-Marsdorf-Karlshorst gelangt.
Mit dem Angriff Steiners wird das alles in Ordnung kommen.
Mein Führer, Steiner konnte nicht genügend Kräfte für einen Angriff massieren. Der Angriff Steiner ist nicht erfolgt.
Now obviously this story would be hilarious if it was simply just the creation of the meme alone, but the whole story itself is actually insane the entire time, so I wanted to cover the whole thing. I mean, clearly we so excited. Luckily for this story, we have the faithful reporting of Jaren Steinbuck and our good friends down at the New York Post. Or as I like to call it, the Red website. We need to make Red websites great again. Bring back Red 2.
So check out my shovel. It's got inch markers on it. That's pretty crazy. So like right here, 1 inch, 2 inches. I can barely push that, man. That's crazy. It's already 4 inches. Wow. And look at that. Oh man, that's really deep. That's crazy. Look at that. Look how much damage that did. Just 4 inches is like crazy good. I don't even really need to go past that. That's like the limit right there. That's all I need to do.
Anyway, let's go. Jewish teacher resigns after anti-Semitic harassment from 12-year-old student. Now, none of this is even hyperbole at all. Simply imagine what kind of a menace a 12-year-old has to be in order to genuinely hassle a grown adult. Morrison Robley, 25, who taught social studies at Nassaucus Regional Middle School in Dalton, told the Berkshire Eagle that the 6th grader began making the comments after the teacher let his students know that he was Jewish in February. For Black History Month, I guess. The child is now facing a misdemeanor charge of criminal harassment. When Robley tried to quiet his students one day, the boy began spouting homophobic slurs, so the teacher removed him from class. Apparently everything that happened every day in every school I've ever been to would have been a national news story if it happened today. Just Tucker Carlson making that one face, and then they put your head in the toilet? Wow. School officials later held a restorative circle in which the student, Robley, and an administrator reflected on the incident. The student didn't actually say anything during the meeting, Robley told Insider. That probably should have cued me that this was not going to end. And he was right. In April, things took a turn for the worst after the teacher showed up to class wearing a yarmulke. Oh my god, he pulled up with the Ben Shapiro drip. A few days after being sent to detention, Robley said the boy gave him a sketch of someone standing over something labeled with some kind of word, surrounded by some kind of shape with canisters with some kind of label on them, as well as this extra special note, which many have pointed out is a very distressing level of handwriting for a 12-year-old to have, but I blame the teacher. Anyway, in an attempt to decipher these runes, our best interpreters came up with this. Dear Mr. Robley, I personally hate you and your weird, no-cap man bun. So I switched, telling the teacher, I don't appreciate you. Smiley face.
We gon' hunt them, we gon' suck their dicks off. We gon' hunt them, we gon' suck their dicks off.
News outlet Insider said it has viewed the sickening drawing. He really wanted to get his point home, Robley told the outlet about his student, who was eventually suspended and removed from the teacher's class. But he told Insider that the harassment continued in the hallways and that the boy made jokes about the Hall of Cost. This kid's a fucking menace. This level of straight-up public bullying of a 25-year-old man by a 12-year-old got to the point where the 12-year-old was literally charged with criminal harassment. Get this, the district later placed Robley on administrative leave, citing the student's allegations that the teacher made a face at him in the hallway. Hopefully they were in the Hall of Mean Faces and not that other one. How has this escalated to this level already? I thought I was just gonna get to do a meme review. This has nothing to do with a funny picture. Funny memes aside, if this kid was 16 or something, I'd just say he's being edgy, but this is a 12-year-old, so he's probably got some serious developmental issues here. Everyone knows this, yet he still gets placed on leave, which leads me to believe that there's some credibility to this kid's statement. I'm sure you've probably seen many school videos these days of teachers going back and forth with their students to the point where someone gets hit. Thank God the school board stepped in to save that teacher. He said he decided to quit because he didn't feel like administrators took his concerns seriously. I take the keys out of my pocket, slide them across the table, and say there's absolutely no way I'm coming back to work in your school, said Robley. Oh my God, for those of you who are keeping track, I'm pretty sure that means the kid won. I think it seems like this kid got everything he wanted flawlessly. But yeah, no, this kid's acting like this at 12 years old, so his life is probably over already. Not too many 12-year-olds with pending charges tend to make it to the, you know, not prison. Hopefully one day very soon he will learn any modicum of self-control, literally any. In the meantime, we have a lot of making up to do to Israel itself, so I guess go look at the US Army e-girl and get signed up.